Hey, Pastor D, check it back in. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm here again with some super dope special guests for that No Cap You chat. Y'all already know. Man, we got first, let me thank everybody that's been watching. We've been receiving so many comments, so many messages, all the way from Long Beach, Cali, all the way from Georgia, even from New York, man. Thank y'all for watching. We are so honored that you guys are being inspired by this show. But look, y'all already know what it is. This ain't about me. This about my super dope guests who are representing you, the students of the world. Yep, you said you already know. No Cap You chat, where these students get to be raw, they get to be authentic, they get to be real, and they just get to say what they want to say. No cap, baby. So look, without further ado, I got some new ones for you. Let me start with my senior class. Representing that class of 2020, I want y'all to give a shout out, show my boy some love, Mr. Kedrick, aka Mr. So Fresh, So Clean, all the way from Atlanta. And he will be attending the Kennesaw State University. Hey man, y'all show my guy some love. What up, Kedrick?
Yes, sir. What it do? What it do? It's Kedrick, 18, about to attend Kennesaw. I'm in the 2K tournament, so all I gotta say is I'm about to lock in. Y'all not ready for it. Simple. I'm taking that ring.
He already started by talking trash. Game over. Game over. My guy. Look, also representing that class of 2020. I listen. The first time I met this young lady, it was on a Bible study night. Man, listen, y'all gonna crazy. I love her to death. Love to Miss Jada, all the way from Decatur, Georgia. Listen, she's representing Arabia Mountain, and my girl, she's super smart, y'all. She's super smart, and she will be attending. Yep, the Albany State University this fall, majoring in political science, minoring in criminal justice. Listen, and look, that's not all. She also plans on studying at Howard Law School, becoming a criminal justice and civil rights lawyer. So if you need her, y'all make sure y'all remember the face. She gonna be charging big bucks later on though. What's up, Jada? Talk to me, girl. How you feeling?
Hey, what's up?
I told you.
Hey.
Personality on crazy. What's up, girl? Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Hey, look, last but not least, college student. I ain't forgot about you. Listen, this young man I had the honor and privilege of meeting last year. He's representing Vanderbilt University. Studying civil engineering. He graduated from Arabia Mountain, so Arabia Mountain. He representing for y'all. You feel me? Listen, he started this ministry for 5 years, man. And it's been an honor of meeting him, talking to him. And so look, y'all show my boy Elijah some love. Elijah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Go Doors. Woo, anchor down.
Look, y'all see my boy, me and Elijah on the baby fro boy. We on that baby fro boy. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, look. you gotta show the hairline.
Y'all wanna see it? I'm gonna bust it out. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Look, hey man, barbershop's open, but you ain't gonna catch me out there in them streets. Look, welcome to this show. I'm so honored to have you guys on here, man. Y'all have been great leaders in the youth team ministry. You guys have been representing well. You guys have been y'all blessed me as soon as I walked through the doors. Y'all been, keeping old Pastor D on his toes. So I appreciate y'all joining us on the show today. And so, look, without further ado, let's get it started, man. Listen, how y'all been doing? This isolation, look, we in day 6,453 of this quarantine. How y'all been doing, man? How y'all been feeling?
Terrible.
That ain't
I
it.
couldn't even celebrate my birthday.
Right.
Sad.
You couldn't celebrate your birthday, Johnny. When was your birthday?
It was April 9th.
April 9th? Man, y'all show my some love. Happy belated birthday.
Oh, man. In the house.
Kedrick, how you been, man? How you been feeling, man?
it's like I'm chilling right now, but like I'm ready to get out the house. This thing got me everywhere. Like one day I want to fight somebody, one day I want to do something else. I just want to like
Yeah.
go somewhere. The only place I've been to was the store and maybe someone's house, and that's it. Other than that, I'm ready to go now,
Walls closing
ASAP.
in on you, huh?
Yes, all I have is a
Well,
damn
I
Hey,
go
you
to
got it
work,
suitcase.
better than
so
me.
That's all
Well,
I
I go to
Jada, oh
got.
work.
Jada, you working? How's work been treating you?
I mean, like I'm getting paid, so getting paid, and I have nothing to
That
spend it on, so I'm doing pretty good.
Okay,
nice,
saving
nice,
up.
nice.
Just got a
I ain't
job
mad
at
at that.
Publix.
Elijah, how's it been going for you, man? College student, had to come back home. Like, how's life been treating you, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's dragging. It's pretty hectic. I won't lie. It's just a change in scenery. Taking online classes. I did not pay for online college. So I need to get away from that. That's not my forte. No, no, no. No, no,
That that
no.
that wasn't the experience you was looking for, huh?
Not at all.
How have you adjusted, man? How have you adjusted from like being on campus at a major university and now, everybody's behind a computer, man? How have you made some adjustments to that? How's it been going?
It took a while. I had a routine down packed while on campus, so coming back home I had to switch things up. I had to start going to bed. I couldn't play the game like I wanted to. Just had to
Yeah,
discipline myself because I know I'm still like, although we're not in the school environment, school is still going on. So it was
yeah.
it was rough the first week or so, but once you get it down packed, you're back in business.
I got you. Kedrick, how you been coping, man? Look, senior year, you and Jada, no prom, no
Mm,
graduation. I was
mm.
telling Elijah earlier, I saw on Instagram where they were doing drive-by graduations. They had their cars decorated
The
and they were
craziness,
sliding
man.
the diplomas through the window. Look, how do y'all feel about that, man? Y'all didn't plan on your years looking like this. I know y'all was getting ready for prom. I know y'all had family ready for graduation. Like, how have you been coping and making adjustments to this, man? I know you said it sucked earlier, but it's a lot of seniors out there that feel like y'all feel, man. And like,
Yeah,
I feel bad, that you guys don't get to experience that tail end of senior year. So, how have you made some adjustment? How you been coping with it?
I'm gonna put it this way. When I heard that we will not have school anymore after that day, the governor announcing it, I was like sad about it. Like I was terrible. But deep down, I was like, you know what? I have to turn something to a positive. I just post on social
Yeah,
media like I'm proud of all seniors doing what they have, do what they do to make it this far. And
yeah,
I'm just like, from now on, we just gotta keep doing our work, doing what we do best, and just make it out. I'm trying my best to bring up my math grade. I've been getting help. I've been getting help from Elijah. So I'm just
yeah.
trying to like make it out, make my family proud, make myself proud, going to the college I said I'm going to. And that's really about it. I'm a celebrate. I can't go out without no celebration now. That's not it.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Jada,
I mean,
how
well, for
about you?
me, I I only went to school for like an hour, so I mean, I'm not as bothered. I mean, I wanted to go to prom, but it's like I wasn't really that into going to prom because I was barely at school, so like that wasn't really a big deal to me. I'm just thinking, oh, okay, I'll save money. But like, but then the senior trip and stuff, I wasn't really bothered by the school activities because I was barely at school. Like, so it
Wait,
doesn't
hold on
affect
now.
me
Hold
how it
on now.
affect
You
them. Like,
you got to explain why you went to school now, because you going to have
I'm
people
a I'm a
thinking,
I'm a dual enrollment student. I'm a dual enrollment student, so I only went there for one
Uh-huh.
class. I went there for culinary
there you
class, okay, and
go.
I did my dual enrollment studies at
Hey,
Georgia
look,
Piedmont Technical College, okay?
I just wanted to make sure people ain't think you went skipping and that. That's
Okay,
all.
yeah, I
No,
only
that's
had
what's
one
up.
class. All right.
So
I just wasn't as
like one of the
bothered. Like,
I got you. Like, so like, how about graduation? Like, you just like it is what it is.
I mean, at first I was like, dang, I really wanted to graduate, but I'm not about to keep dragging this until the end of time. Like, I'm ready to move forward with my life. Like, I'm ready to go to college. Like, high school, I left that behind. So,
I mean,
Yeah,
now
You
like,
according
it's
to
you
tough.
still in high
Elijah, you
Dang.
school.
should go. According to
that's on
Elijah,
my
you gonna go straight to online classes right now. That's
because
Well,
all
she
right.
might be
That's
used
all
to
right.
it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, yeah.
that's true. That's true. So now let me ask y'all this. You guys, like I said earlier, you guys are and have been major leaders in the youth and team ministry. I coming in, I often heard a lot about you guys stepping up in a major way, leading that group very well. And so I like if you can, like, how has your spiritual relationship been with God, like, since all of this has happened? Like, has your faith been shaken? Has your faith shifted in any way? Like, talk to me. Like, what has life been like for you from a spiritual perspective? I'll start with you, Elijah, because I know a lot of the people talked very highly of you when I first met you and came into the youth ministry, man. And so, and I heard that you were an amazing leader. And so, like, how has your faith been or been challenged, or your spiritual lifestyle been challenged in this time?
Yeah, so I found it interesting that this like this period of, I guess, isolation and chaos was around Lent season. So of course
Mm.
I went about my fasting, but it was just much harder because being at home, it's a lot more temptations, a lot more ways to break your fast. So
I feel you.
I would say being in college, that's definitely gonna test your faith without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that us college, like freshman college students, go through. So
Talk to me
I
about it,
would
man.
say
Like,
sometimes I would.
talk to me. Like, what do freshmen go through, man? Like, how what does that look like?
So imagine you're just the biggest fish in high school. You you get all the good grades. Everybody knows you're just on top.
Yep,
When you go to college, you're just another fish in the pond. It's
got
it's
you.
totally different. You're just there and you don't really know what to do. You really have to experiment and find what you like. I know that in high school you hang with people, you kind of click, and you don't really have a image for yourself. But in college, you can't
Yeah.
rely on that. You have to develop yourself, honestly, because at the end of the day, as a college student, you're only responsible for yourself, and whether you succeed or fail is basically all on you.
So did your relationship with God shift when you went to college? Because I know a lot of college students, once you make that transition from high school to college, that's a whole different, like you said, a whole different ball game. That's a lot more freedom. Like, you responsible
Oh
for
yeah.
you. So tell me, like, how has your faith walk been since you transitioned? Have you fell off? I know you may mention of fasting, which I am very intrigued by, because you don't hear a lot of students, college or high school students, that fast. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want you to elaborate on that too. So, like, how was the transition for you from a spiritual perspective?
So without a doubt, I definitely would not have made it through my freshman year without relying on God. So I definitely had to. My faith was tested, but time and time again, God proved, hey, there's no problem that's too great for me. I would
I
say I
love it.
had a lot of revelations. Like, yeah, I don't have much free time, but when I'm going through stuff, I kind of think about it like, hey, what can I do to get out of this? Need to call on
Yep.
God. Need to just keep my faith strong. I know that this won't last all the time. So,
Yep.
yeah, a lot of situations where God showed that He's always there, no matter what. and I'm beyond grateful. Like I can go through so many stories of God just showing his power.
I love
But
it, man. I love it.
about the fast, I did it for a couple of reasons. Like I was fasting more for the people around me than myself because
Wow. Wow.
some things like happened like in my household and just some things I don't really want to talk about, but it was pretty rough
No,
for
no,
me.
no. I love it. I appreciate you being transparent. It's not every day you meet a student who fasts, right? But to
Hmm.
be unselfish and to be selfless, to fast for others, that's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? So for you, like what what challenges or would you say most students have when it comes to fasting? Because that's don't nobody, even some of us adults, we don't want to sacrifice a Rice Krispie treat, bruh. Like we don't even want. So tell like I met adults when it came to fasting where they just be like Jesus. So if I'm just doing veggies and fruit, do lemon heads count? Because they got real
Right.
fruit juice in them type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like to hear
Yeah.
you as a young man, like and it warms my heart, bro, to know that you are willing to sacrifice, not even just for you, but your focus for this fast was for others, man. Like what would you say to students who have hesitation or have questions about a student fasting? Like how have you gone through it? What's gotten you through it, et cetera, et cetera? Talk to me.
So I know one of the biggest things about fasting is like people think you just can't break it at all, which is not the case. It's about getting back on track if you do happen to break it, which
Mhm.
I unknowingly broke my fast a few times, which it kind of hurt me because I was like, man, I'm really not trying to break it. But as soon as I broke it, I immediately got back on track. So that's probably the
Love it.
biggest thing, just staying on track about it and staying focused, saying no. There's power in our words. So if you like
I love it.
say no, then you make your mind believe it and it's off your mind.
I love it, man. I love it. Jada, how's your faith been in this quarantine? Like how what's been going on with you and God? Like how have you been dealing with it?
It's well actually I when this is all happening, I'm just like, why? Like why does this keep happening? Like I right when I thought, you know what, maybe it's gonna be done in the beginning of April. No, it
Yeah.
got extended again and then extended. So I'm like, God, like why does this keep happening? Like I know you trying to teach us lessons and why does this keep happening? But then again,
Wow.
I had a conversation with my friend and she said, we always ask why to God, but we also forget that there's a devil. Like the devil could be doing some things that we probably don't even think occur. Like we keep asking God, why? Maybe the devil had something to do with it. And I'm like, I
Hmm.
mean, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I guess that did make sense, but I just figured like the devil was just there. Like I feel like he didn't have no power for real unless you let him have power. But like,
Yep.
but that's true though. We always question why God, but we don't ever think maybe this is something else that's happening to us. And so I'm just like, maybe this is something else that'll happen to us. And like we got through like, worse cases of
Yeah.
diseases. That's how like we'll get through this. And like you just gotta keep that faith. And that's really what I've been trying to do is keep that faith. Like so yeah,
So
like and he been watching
how
out
have
for
you been
me.
how you been keeping your faith? Like what does that look like for you as a senior, as a young lady? Like when because most people will say I'm keeping the faith or I'm trusting in the Lord, but ain't got no action plan behind it, right? So like what does that look like for you as a
Like,
senior, a student? You know what I'm saying? Like what does keeping that faith
well
look like for
me
you?
personally, I just okay, so I looked at graduation. I mean, not graduation, like prom and spring break and the extracurriculars I would have spent money on for no reason. About like maybe God was just, helping me save money because me, I cannot save money for anything. So I'm like, you know what, God, maybe this is a blessing in disguise because I can't save money, right? And then so, and then when graduation, I'm like, our time to be recognized, it will come eventually. Just got to keep working hard. So it didn't do nothing but motivate me for more of that.
Got you.
And I can't get my hair done, so I've been playing with my hair now. So I've been
So
keeping
what is
wanting me to
all
get it
this?
done myself.
Wait, what does all this got to do with your faith, though? You done talked about
I'm saying
money,
like
your hair.
I'm saying like
We everywhere today.
I'm saying like my faith is like God is showing me that this is a blessing in disguise. Like I at first I was like, why? But
Ah,
maybe God was doing this for a reason, for a purpose, because that was benefiting
I
me.
got
So
you.
yeah.
I got you. Okay, okay, Keedrick, how about you, man? Like, how has this affected your faith walk, man, or has it affected it?
I'm not gonna lie, it's been like shaky. Cause ever since this started, I'm like, okay, like Jed said, it's gonna like end like pretty soon. Like everything's just gonna go
Yep,
smooth. Like that's what's in my head. But after everything that's happened throughout the months, weeks, days, it's just been like terrible. So I'm like, okay, God, why this has happened? Why did you do this? Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to everybody? And I'm just like, okay, I said to myself, I was just gonna take a break from like just talking to God
yep.
because like I was like that angry, and I didn't like
Wow.
have no faith at all at one point. But my mom talked it out, and she was like, "You just gotta keep trusting the Lord, because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God." So I'm like,
Yep,
all right, I'm gonna just keep reading the Bible. I'm gonna keep doing my devotion. I'm gonna keep doing what I have to do. I keep praying. I'm fasting also. So
yeah.
I'm gonna just
That's
keep
what's up.
doing it just to get my faith up, and it's gonna be for the better.
I got you. So
That's
let
really
me ask y'all this: as students, like, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago with some other students. How difficult or how easy is it for you to trust God? Like what does that look like for you? Because I know most students are like, it's hard to trust somebody that you physically can't see or touch. It's hard to have faith sometimes, and I appreciate you being honest, Kedrick and Jada, just with how your faith walk has been in this time. Like, so when you think about like trusting God, like how is that from like when you think from a student's perspective, how difficult or how easy is that for you all?
I would say it's like it's like easy for me. It's like easy because this is why. When I think about it now, from pre-K, he brought me
Yep,
through what, like 12 years, if I'm doing the math right. Yeah, till
yep,
now it's been all but to him. And I'm like, okay, throughout everything I've done, throughout the procrastination,
yep,
I'm a good kid. I don't get in too much trouble, but I get in trouble. But throughout the trouble I've made, throughout just everything, I'm still here because of him. Since I've been praying, fasting, everything I've done, and just lay it to him, he will do the rest. So I'm just like, okay, I can just literally go to him, set it down, lay it out for him, and I can just trust him to, do what he does best, which is work a miracle, answer a prayer, and but we got to do our part though. That's the main thing. We got to do
there
our
it is.
part so we can do that. So I'm just like, okay, as long as I do my part, he got it. So it's just been easy to me, honestly.
Got
That's
you,
really
got you.
it.
How about you, Jada? What are your thoughts on
Yeah,
on
same.
trust? About the same?
Yeah, trusting. Yeah, it's like the same. It's like the more I would interact, and like the worse it would become. So if I just let go and let God, just let go and let God and let Him do His thing because He's worked miracles before and He got me through
Yeah.
tribulations before. So just let go and let
That's what's up. Elijah, talk to me, man. You
Yeah,
one of the old heads now.
God.
That's your
I'll
man now.
say
All it is.
I'll say starting off it's pretty hard to trust God because you're not hmm, you're not really used to like not having control. So that's kind of scary for some people. But I'd say, man, our God has been tried and proven and tested time and time again. So the more you're
Yeah.
tested, the easier it becomes for you to trust God. So I just say, just that first time that you actually like take it out of your hands and put it into His, that would probably be hard. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Let me ask y'all this. So, what encouraging words would you have for any students out there who are having a hard time, like trusting? Like, are there some certain steps that you would give to a peer out there to say, okay, look, if you having a hard time trusting God or having faith or anything like that, like, what would you tell a student that just, they having a hard time doing it? Like, what would you say to them?
I would say talk to somebody first. That's one thing. Well, first you gotta breathe. That's one thing. Then second, you talk to somebody. Cause if you stressing, if you have no idea what you want to do, talk to somebody that will be able to help you out, and they
Yep.
can like help you walk throughout the steps, the process, and then that's when they will talk to you about like God, pray to Him, blah blah blah.
Yep.
You you can just try it out and just keep doing it, and it'll come. Like your answer will come eventually. So that's really about it. Just breathe, talk to somebody, and just try it out. That's it.
Got you. Talk to me, Jada. What advice would you give a
I would
student out there
say
who's
I would say just relax and calm down. One thing that really helped me is I found something that I could do. Like you find stuff about yourself that you know you could do. Like I'm sewing clothes and I've never sewed anything ever in my life. So I'm just like find yourself and find yourself in God. Like find God in you. Like just relax and calm down and let God. Yeah.
okay? All right, come on, Elijah.
Yeah, for me, I know this was one of the like stories I had where I knew God was like in that room because one of my friends, I mean, we're not as close, but I still consider him a friend. We were talking, and he was like, he was having some struggles, and he's not really used to struggling academically like that. So he was talking to
Yep.
me, talking about how his faith was tested, and he felt stuck, and he didn't know where to go. He was just beaten down emotionally, spiritually, just mentally. So we had a talk, and I told him to like think about, like, take yourself out of the situation and just look at everything around you. And I told him that no matter how bad it looked, everything that you went through, it had purpose behind it.
Yep.
So everything that you went through led you up to this moment. So I would say to a person, just take yourself out of it, understand that there is a plan behind everything. And I even say this to myself, you just have to understand that it could be a whole lot worse. Like, it's just,
Yeah, it's true.
you don't even understand how bad
Uh,
it could be. So that's why I
I
don't
feel
really
you.
complain, because I know it could be a whole lot worse for me personally. So that's what I say.
Got you.
That's what I say to somebody that's struggling.
Nah, that's
I would
what's
say
up. So
take
let
it
me
serious. Take it
go ahead. What'd you
serious,
say,
cause
Jada?
take it serious. Like take this like everything serious, cause life is not easy. It's no
Yep.
easy road, no straight shot. Cause cause school, I wish I took it like more seriously. Cause
Yeah.
I was like, I was worried about my social life more than my work, and I still took my work serious, but not as much.
Yeah.
So how my grades are, it's still good, but it's not like as high as I expected it to be. So I'm like, dang, if I took it seriously more, then my
Hmm.
grades could have been like way higher than they are. I'm still passing, that's a good thing. But just take everything seriously. You just can't let stuff just ease by. You have to like work for it. Everything you have to work for. That's it.
Yeah.
So what lesson will you
Yeah, I would
have you
say
learned
like
from this? Oh, go ahead, Jada. Because I'm interested. Like I know a lot of students have have done that. They procrastinate, they play around, and in their head, you like, man, I got time to catch up. Like I got time to do the work, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So like you two getting ready to go off to college, like going through this trial that you're going through, like what adjustments will you make going to college now, especially if you've been that I was a heavy procrastinator. I'm one of them. I'll stay up all night and prep, won't get no sleep, right? When you've had a lot of
Yeah.
time to do it, but what adjustments will you guys make now that you're about to make that transition? Because when you look at the world, it don't get no easier.
Mm, mm, mm.
Jaded up.
Okay, well, for me, like school was never really hard. So like throughout the 4 years, which I highly don't recommend, I was just real comfortable with school. Like I made good. I never really had to try. Like my grades were. I was an AV honor roll student naturally, so I was just comfortable
So,
being the
so
AV
you
honor
was a
roll
genius.
student. But like,
Wait.
I mean,
So,
it was like my grades were. It was my grades was good, but like I never really tried. And I feel like if I would have pushed myself, like I could have been, more. So I would just say, like, don't lose focus. Like, be who, like,
yeah.
remember the goal is to be successful. So you got to keep pushing yourself to work hard and to do this. And, like, don't lose focus because, like, I'm pretty sure I could have, like, I could have probably applied to, like, Howard or something. But, um,
So so
yeah.
you so pretty much you held you back. Even though like
Yeah,
you
I
guys
held
got all this
myself back.
amazing, there
Yeah.
you go. Y'all got all
Yeah,
this
just don't
amazing
lose
potential.
sight because, yeah.
So now with you, Miss Lawyer,
Yeah.
like now that you have your eyesight on becoming a lawyer now, and
Hmm.
I know a few lawyers out there who have talked about how intense school is. Not undergrad was a breeze for them, but I think their main focus in undergrad was to get a certain GPA to get into that law school that they
Law
want.
school. Yeah.
And they say like once you hit law school, like that's it. Like you don't have time to almost breathe sometimes. Like so, what adjustments will you be making with that being your goal, that being your dream? Like what adjustments will you be making in preparation for law school?
Well, ever since I became a dual enrollment student, so most of my classes were online. I had like a lot
Yeah,
of free time, and it's your senior year, so you can get easily distracted. But the whole time I had to remember, like, if I finish my work, if I my online work, I can do it ahead of time, do it before schedule. Then I can have time to, relax and play and do whatever I want to do. So I just had to
yeah.
remember like to keep my focus and remember the goal, like, and don't lose sight, like, basically,
And that's how you're gonna
to the
prep.
online
I
classes.
gotta make sure.
Thanks.
I gotta
Yeah.
make sure I connect you with a few of some good friends of mine. Only because I want you to be able to sit down, like and maybe I just have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Because I know, like that way you have that insight on if they could do it, you definitely can do it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to
Mhm.
make sure that I connect you with some friends of mine who are lawyers, just to give you some advice, man.
Yeah.
Because like knowing you these lads, like you are definitely lawyer material. Y'all don't know Jada. She being all shy
Yeah.
Okay.
and she being all laid back and chill right now, but she will argue you up and down about a
Okay.
She
topic
ready every day. Every day. She ready.
Every day.
She ready.
every day.
Okay.
So don't let the chill side of her fool y'all. Don't let it fool you. All right, Elijah. I know we were talking earlier, man, and that transition, sucked for you. But like, what are some adjustments you're making from a student perspective, to focus on the future? Like, I don't know, like what your plans are post graduating Vanderbilt. Are you looking at going to graduate school? Like, what are you looking to do? And if so, what adjustments are you going to make, especially since everybody got none but time to become better, right? Everybody in the world
Hmm.
ain't got none but time to be better. Like even as a
Right.
pastor, I've had to sit down with God and just be like, all right, God, in this time, how can I become better as a servant? How can I become better as a shepherd? So when we do get back together, like it's way better than it was when I first came in, right? And so how
Mhm.
he's dealt with me was, all right, bet you want to take it to the next level, you want to take it to the next tier in faith, and you really want to like I had got to the point where I was real bold with it, y'all. I said, God, train me like you trained your disciples. Like I and it was intense. Like I don't know where it came from in my prayer, man, but I was like, look, them jokers had Jesus and they got front row tickets, y'all. And they was walking with him, like talking with him. So like that when I it slipped out in a prayer, and I know it was on my heart. But as soon as it came out, he was like, "Oh, say less." So like man, I got all these books. Like I started seeing all these books and people. Like I would jump on social media and you see, oh, I got this book or I studied this book. Pastor Smith made me get this thick book that's Hebrew and Greek, y'all. The book is like, oh, I want to say maybe 9,000 pages. I'm exaggerating,
He got
but it's the
study.
Hebrew and Greek Bible, and I'm like, I opened the first page. I'm like, nah, bro, this too much. But then he reminded me, he was like, nope, you said. So like it was an adjustment for me because I'm starting from ground zero. Like Hebrew and Greek, that means I gotta learn a whole different language. But
Mhm.
the message was like, you got number time, bro. And so you asked me how to be better. So like I'm asking y'all from a student perspective, like, how are you going to become better now with all this time, like with your dreams, your goals, your aspirations? How are you looking forward futuristically versus just like focused on all the crazy right now?
I know me and my he's probably one of my closest friends at Vanderbilt. He sent me something. It was a student, probably a senior right now or a junior, and he said, I think during his freshman, like your freshman summer going into your sophomore, this is like
Right.
the only summer you have to like relax. You don't have to deal with internships or looking for postgraduate life. You can just relax
Yeah.
because freshman year was a toll and you kind of need to recharge. So the guy went on to say that he had he used the weekend to just get away from any and everything possible. He like probably locked himself in his room, and he said he talked with himself and said and asked like what did he want to do in life, what was his passions, what was his
Yeah.
goals, how could he accomplish them, and he did this for 3 days. So I feel like I want to do that this summer because I know I want to do engineering and
I
civil
love
engineering because it helps practically everybody in the world. And that's what I feel like my calling is. But
yeah.
I want to be I want to be at one with like I need to I don't know how to explain it. It's like some type of zen about it. I just wanna I just want to be
No, no.
one with civil engineering.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty much you going toe to toe, you getting along, and one, you making sure this is the right path. And once you get that confirmation, you just ultimately saying, all right, let's get it. Me and you, like I am civil engineering is me, and not just being just a worker, but wanting to be the best, right? Wanting like a
Yeah,
lot of I hope I know y'all, my fellas, y'all been watching that Michael Jordan documentary, boy, and
that man is a bad man.
Man, that done pushed me to my limit. It pushed me. It literally pushed me because
y'all don't know nothing
after I
about
saw
Mike.
that, I was
We
like,
thought Mamba
I can like
mentality was something. No, no, no,
right.
no.
It literally made me push myself like beyond my limit because I'm like, I know I can be better than this. Like I know I can do
Look at
this. I can
Jada.
do that.
Look at Jada. Look at Jada.
So
So
I didn't. I didn't see
it
it.
ain't
Sorry,
Oh, you
more
gotta
to
watch it.
Jada, we finna put you on.
I didn't see
Watch it,
it.
please,
so all in
please.
all, Jada, what it is it's like you watching the best of the best, and now you get the behind the scenes of like their day to day, their mentality, how they speaking, how they working. So for athletes and like males in particular, watching Michael Jordan, who inspires a lot of people in the athletic arena, it's been flipping the switch for a lot of people, which posed that question on how you gonna be getting better. So like whoever your strongest influence is, like whoever you look up to, that's a big name, that's huge. Think if you get to walk in their shoes, or not even walk in their shoes, but you get to walk right beside them and learn from them like one on one. That's kind of how it feels. So it's been unlocking a lot of folks. I ain't know y'all knew Mike like that. Mike was in my time. I wanted to be like Mike. I couldn't
I
dunk,
didn't know him like that. Mm-mm.
Me neither.
but no, that's what's up. And I'm glad to hear that from from all of you, man. So I want to wrap it up with this. Like, what are your thoughts with the leadership? Like, you guys been watching the news, or you been hearing some stuff. I wanted to get a student's perspective. So,
I
45.
feel
I
like we
mean,
are being punked. Like,
Setup. It's a setup. It's a
I feel
setup.
like we're being punked. Donald Trump is in office, and we have the governor who didn't even know the CDC was in Atlanta. How did this
mm,
even happen? Like, how are these people even in these high? Like,
It don't
I'm
make
just saying,
sense.
like,
It's a
and
setup. Stay in
nothing
the
is making
house.
sense. Like, nothing
I
is
mean,
making any sense at all. Like,
if you are confused, think about how many people in the world confused. And I know we ain't this ain't all politics. I don't want y'all to, but this is just them being raw. Like, you got people who are in leadership, whether you voted for them or not, who are making decisions for the entire state, for the entire country,
Right.
right? That is going to
yes.
affect you and I. Like,
I heard this on the Steve Harvey radio show. He was talking with somebody. She said he has a good heart, but like the wrong decision. I was like, what she mean by that? So she explained it more. I'm like, oh, he has a big heart because he could feel like we don't want to be in this house, like in the house too long. Like we want to do something, we want to go somewhere. And I guess like that's what she meant by like having a big heart. But the decision wise, it's not smart because it's like too soon. More death rates are going up, and it's just like, just stay in the house. We gotta stay quarantined, just like for a couple of weeks. It won't hurt for a couple of weeks now.
He do
Like,
not
come
have
on.
no big heart. Okay, he do
The,
there
not
she
have
go.
no big
There she
heart.
go. There she
Like,
go.
oh,
if he if he's
you
willing
gotta
to.
give him props. Like he feels the
No,
pain. You
no,
gotta give
no.
him
If he
props.
was
No,
willing,
no,
no,
no.
he feels what pain. He's opening up beauty supply stores, barber. I know he do not be at no
All
barber
right, so y'all
salon,
can buy
no
that
barber
Get
shop,
conditioner
and
him
he do
house.
not.
better.
You can buy that
There she
conditioner
Do
go.
you
house.
think? Do you think he be at our barber shops and our hair salons?
No.
They don't even
I'm
need
not
product in their
saying
hair.
I'm not.
They do
I'm not
not
saying
be
I'm
at the
on his
salons.
side.
They do
I'm not
not
saying I'm
be.
on his
They do
side.
not be at the nail salons. You think she be getting her? They have people
No,
come to their house
No.
for that. They don't need. They don't need us to all be open. And you know who mainly goes to barbershops and who main black people. Yeah,
Speak
yeah, this
it.
is a setup, okay? We're being
it's a
Jada,
setup.
punked. I don't know
Jada,
why, but
Jada, watch this.
okay,
Let me ask y'all
that's
this. So
it.
I saw Pastor Smith drop this earlier this week. As soon as Friday hit, right down the street from our church, they packed out a park. People
What
were
is
at a
Gresham?
park,
Gresham
and
Park, exactly.
Yeah,
how do y'all feel about
that
that?
Ten
that
Like,
minutes
that's
from
not
my
that's not
house.
hard. They need to go. Yeah, I live near Gresham. That needs to go. Like
That's
now,
just
they
so
need to like
reckless.
they did not make the smart decision about like packing up in one place. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, are y'all
I mean,
Exactly.
but look,
over there?
look,
You can't do
leadership,
that.
leadership released them. Leadership released them, and they just decided to
But it's
just
their
go out.
mindset though. Like that's that mindset that's
Isn't
hitting
social
them. Like
distancing
they
still
think they
in
free
practice?
because they
I don't get
released
it.
them. That mindset is getting to them like hard. Okay, we about to go out. What's the move? This is all I saw on social media. What's the move? What's the move? What's the move? Home is the move.
No move.
Home. Stay at the house.
There's
Eat,
nowhere to
sleep.
go.
So what
Literally nowhere
advice?
to go.
So I'm gonna let y'all give some advice, especially because y'all done cracked me up. What advice would you give people out there who you've got leadership saying it's okay to go back out, and they're opening up stuff slowly. And Jada said we being punked. So what advice would you tell students out there like, bruh, sit down, just wait it out. Don't go to, because what I did see was the very people that have been out there protesting and stuff like that, they've been popping back up positive. And now it's like a whole different
Okay.
ball game. What they were saying, let us go. Now they like
That's it.
save me, right? So
That's them.
what
Yeah.
advice would you give? What
That's them.
advice would you give
I mean,
the
I would just
people?
tell everybody to be reasonable. Like, come on now, you have to use your brain. Nobody wants to be in the house. Of course, we all want to hang with our friends or sometime. Like, okay, family time is, it's a big deal, but like, you can't be with your family all for too long. Like, of course,
No.
you want to go with your friends and go out to eat. Like, I never even realized that I missed going out to the movies. Like, just relax. Like, I would just say just stay in the house. Yeah, we have to be reasonable. Of course, we want to go outside, but like the smarter decisions for us to stay inside, so less people get it, and all the people that do have it are contained, and like they're getting, we have to be logical. Like, okay, you want to go outside, yeah, but like when you get sick, what happens then? Like now you want to blame everybody else because I mean, he wants to let people out. I mean, for I don't know what reason. Like you're in politics for a reason. You should have it rain, but I guess you don't have no rain. That is not even up for discussion. Okay, we're not supposed to be outside. Like, you're saying that he had a bigger heart. No, he needs to have a brain if he wants to be in politics. People need to stay inside so that we can get this cure. So we can get, like, fewer deaths, and fewer all that. Like, the number just needs to go lower as a whole. Like, I don't care if he has a bigger heart, he needs to have a bigger brain because this is not working for all of us. And that's it. I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
say.
Yes, ma'am. Come on, Keisha. What advice would
I
you give?
second that.
If I'm be all I'm gonna just say is, yeah, like Jay said, just use your brain, have common sense. If you go out, go to the store, get a supply or two. That's all you need. Wear a mask, protect yourself,
Gotcha.
take care of yourself, wash yourself. That's really it. If you go out with somebody, like if you go walking or
Watch
whatever,
yourself.
just do whatever you gotta do, cause ain't no one trying to get sick and die. I'm just
Right.
saying.
All
Yeah.
right. I feel you. Talk to me, Elijah. Bring us on home, big dog. What advice do you
I
give anybody out there?
I just say if you don't like the position we're in now, it doesn't make sense to go out and just pro. I
Yeah, it's
think
gonna take
prolong
months.
is just
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be in it
you have
longer. So why not just make the right decision and stay inside, as opposed to going out and just making this process even longer than it has to be. That's just
if you want
that's
to go
just
to
common
the
sense.
movies. If you want to go to the movies, you have Netflix, Redbox on demand, and recorded shows for a reason. That's it. Nothing else.
I'm telling you, the power of FaceTime. You got to use it.
You have
There it
FaceTime.
is.
If you want to talk, to somebody,
There it is.
that's
Look,
it.
I told y'all I had some crazy guests. Jada finally cut loose on y'all. I told y'all she was holding
I
back.
knew she was gonna bring
But
it
look,
out one way. I was just waiting. I'm like, she about to bring it out right now.
I appreciate y'all jumping on with old Pastor D today, man. This was fun. I appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all. We miss y'all. And I'm just grateful for y'all. I'm proud of you guys. Keep grinding, keep working, get that paperwork. And and of course, for y'all two, my seniors, y'all better have jumped on them scholarship applications that we got out there. So look, once again,
Jump
man,
on them.
this is no cap
All right.
youth chat with some super dope special guests. But look, I can't leave. I can't leave because I got some big news. So let me start by saying this. NBA 2K tournament is officially starting. I met with all of the special participants last night. My boy Kedrick over here, he's a part of it. Kedrick already popped off, talked his little
Locked in.
noise that he needed to talk at the beginning. Look, they were talking reckless yesterday, y'all. On that call, they were talking trash to each other. So look, be on the lookout. You will see the first games played. We're starting this Sunday. We're so excited. And this, I've been waiting. I've been holding on to this news all week. They finally let me say it. Madden 2K20 tournament. It's official, baby. It's official.
Yeah, y'all got
So
that
look,
one. Y'all got that.
y'all see the registration below. Y'all better email old Pastor D. Look, when we did the 2K20 tournament, we had over 60 emails. Y'all hear me? So look, we took the first 16. So now look, jump on that Madden tournament. Pastor D might even be in there on the sticks. Now, if I win, which I will, I'll donate the money to somebody or whatever. But look, y'all see it there. Hope TV, HOH, we presented, baby, that Madden 20 tournament. And look, y'all already know how Pastor Smith do it. He ain't giving out no baby prizes, baby. We going big boy prizes. So make sure y'all sign up. Look, this has been another
Oh, I
edition of
need to
No Cap
play.
Chat. Y'all
Hop
hear?
on the sticks.
Y'all
You
hear?
gotta get your system.
We appreciate y'all joining us, man. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.